face-off. The puck comes in behind the net. Mike Adams, who's playing the point, flips to Bigelow, doesn't get it out. Right back in again to Tommy Post. Post in behind his own net. Kind of overskates the puck, falls down, looks for it, can't find it. Picked up by the Mounties, and they try to bounce it back to the blue line, but Massena's going to clear. Here comes Bigelow breaking down the left. Now he goes right, trying to slide it through, but it's taken off his stick by Gordon, and he flips it back to the Massena line. Stopped there by Tommy Post. Post, long head man of Bigelow. Bigelow goes by the defense, flips it ahead. Morris, Jake into the corner now, trying to center it. Tommy Moore can't get the shot off. Now Bigelow jams after it. Goes back to Post at the point. His shot goes off a leg into the corner. In behind the net, picked up by John Barry, the big defenseman for Suffern. Barry starts out left side, trying to flip it ahead. Bigelow intercepts, high slot, the shot, nice save. The rebound comes to Morris in the slot, can't get the shot off. Tommy Post stops it at the point, flips it in the corner again. Around the boards it goes. Tommy Moore after it for the Raiders. In behind the net, trying to flip it. Coming back is Chapman, the centerman, trying to come up with it. He and Bigelow jam, and Chapman comes free. And here comes Chapman, poke checked away by Morris out to the point. And it's to the Massena blue line. Sean Flynn across, gets a shot off. DeRushy makes the save. Rebound picked up by the Raiders. Mike Adams. Headman pass goes against Faucher's left leg. He flips it ahead. Here comes Bobby Whitcup. Bobby trying to look for somebody to pass to. Gets it to Faucher. Faucher's drive. And the puck goes off a leg in behind the net. Eddie Davis, who's back in the lineup, drops it back to Thompson at the point. His shot goes wide into the corner. Comes back to Schneider at the other point. He can't catch up with it. It's flipped back out just outside the blue line. Now controlling it is Sarabona, the winger on the third line for Suffern. Thompson takes it off his stick, flips it ahead. It's going to go back, but not far enough for icing. And Davis races for it, but getting there first is defenseman John Barry. Davis takes him into the boards. Barry gets away from the check, starts back out. Here's Barry now, flipping the bounce pass off the boards. That'll go all the way down. That should be an icing call right there. And the face-off will move back into Suffern territory. Pretty much the feeling out stage right now, Dave.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see the Mounties, especially forechecking two men at the present time, and I think the Raiders are possibly going to check one man to try to read what this Suffern club has. And talking to Coach John Orlando before the game, I think he's going to initially start with a one-man forechecking. But a nice play out there by number 17, Danny White of the Mounties, about finishing your check. He took his man back inside. Nice job by Danny White.
Off the face-off, Thompson trying to flip it through to Murphy. It's intercepted. Back out to center ice. Comes back into the Massena zone. And it goes in behind the net where it's picked up by Brett Schneider. Schneider starts out right side of his own net. Schneider headman pass goes to Murphy. Murphy breaks down the right wing now, steps by the defense, trying to slide it through McCracken, but his poke checked back out to center ice. Here's Adams with it. His pass intercepted. He has to come back for it. Flips it, trying to pass it through, but here's McCarron. McCarron into the boards. After it is Linky. Linky taken out of the play. It comes to McCracken. He trying to slide it around the boards, bouncing free in the slot. It's underneath. Picked up by Linky now. His backhander, and McCracken knocks it down. In behind, Tommy Post. Bounce pass to McCracken. Intercepted there by McCarron. The puck underneath him as he falls down. McCracken gets up, picks it up, slides it right in front. Post ahead to Tracy, and Tracy carries it out of the zone. Here comes Pat Tracy now. Shot from the blue line as that line wants off. Puck goes in the corner. Murphy's still out there. He goes after it. He's ridden into the boards, trying to stay with it. Puck pokes free, and Linky picks it up behind his own net. Linky, the left wing. Headman pass goes by everybody out to center ice. Post is there, trying to flip it ahead. It's intercepted. Now Adams knocks it down. Tommy Moore off the boards ahead. Bouncing pass, Jake Morris. Morris is knocked down, but the puck comes to Bigelow. Poked away from him. Mike Adams after it. Adams throws kind of a partial check and picks up the puck. Flips it ahead to the Suffern line. Now the bouncing puck comes to the Massena line. Timmy Thompson is there. Headman pass goes by Bigelow, or Moore rather. Back to Thompson at his own blue line. He bounces it ahead for Bigelow. Goes by him. Right in on net, and Tucker Oswald stops it and covers up. And we're down to 10:32 left in period number one. And on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, it's 0-0.
Big lift for the Raiders getting Scotty Murphy back tonight when he was announced in the starting lineup when he came on the ice. Big cheer for the crowd. And it's nice to get those lines back intact, Jerry.
Off the faceoff, the puck comes to Flynn. Flynn breaking down. Fires it from center ice, and the save made by DeRushy. DeRushy's got a couple of saves, but both of them have been way outside. Now the puck cleared out to center ice by Tommy Moore, and dumped right back in the zone it goes. And the crowd calling for a penalty, but to no avail. Now the puck comes to Thompson, looks for Bigelow on the wing. He deflects it ahead. It's going to go down the ice. I think that'll be an icing call against Massena and move the draw back into Raider territory.
Again, as we said, both clubs trying to feel each other out, not aggressively forechecking at either end, sending one man in. They want to read the opposition. We talked at the top of the period. There's a lot of intensity out there. You can feel it in the air. It's a big game. We've had a lot of publicity, and it's not too often that you get a tournament this late in the season where you've got seeds 1, 2, 5, and 7 in the state rankings.
Massena High School hockey on 1340 WMSA Massena. Paul Nill's line out there now for Suffern against the Fauché line. Right off the draw, a shot right on. DeRushy covers it up. We'll do it again. Nill out there centering Rob Stevens on the left and Paul Sarabona on the right. Of course, Eddie Davis returning to the lineup tonight as well, and he'll play that wing on the Fauché line. Whitcup the other winger. Off the face-off. Puck back to the point. Here's a backhand shot knocked down in front by Post. He flips ahead to Whitcup. Massena breaks. Whitcup down along the sideboards, taken into the boards. Puck poked away by Post. Comes to Davis. Davis trying to move it into the zone. Taken off his stick by Nill. Nill in behind the Massena net now. Stopped by DeRushy. Post picks up the loose puck. Moves it ahead. Up to the wing. Here's a shot from the point as it didn't clear the zone. But it comes to Whitcup off the shot and he flips it ahead. Out to center ice. Kirshner is there. Circling at his own blue line. Kirshner takes it out of the zone. Whitcup trying to forecheck him. The puck slides by him back into the Massena zone. Picked up by Post. Tommy with it. Flipping around for Eddie Davis. Davis can't get it out of the zone again. Flipped in the corner again in behind the net. Now Michael Adams with it. Ahead to Whitcup. Bobby overskates but pokes it ahead for Fauché. And Joey starts out. Here comes Fauché. Takes it across the blue line. Gets a shot off. Goes high. Eddie Davis in the corner after it. Tomahawks it. It goes into the other corner, right side of the goalie. Back there to pick it up is Sarabona. Back to the blue line, out to center ice it comes. Brett Schneider steps in front of it, flips it to Thompson. Thompson dumps it right back in Suffern territory. Puck in the corner now. Kirshner after it there, trying to move it to the blue line, and it's out to center ice. Hit the official, hit him twice as a matter of fact. And finally, the Mounties control it. Into the Massena zone it goes in behind the net. Rushy stops it, leaves it for Schneider, who flips it around the boards. McCracken is there, trying to backhand it ahead. It's kept in by Barry. Barry's pass intercepted. Here comes McCracken. Long left wing pass goes to Murphy, and it hits his stick, so icing not called, but he couldn't control it. Puck in the corner now. Kirshner and Murphy. It kicks free. McCracken, right in front of the net, but nobody there. And the puck comes back. If that had hit the goalie, it might have bounced right back in again. Puck dumped back in the Massena zone. Thompson is there. Still no score in the game. McCracken, Tracy breaks it across the blue line. Poke checked away by Sean Flynn. The puck comes free. Murphy takes a whack at it, didn't see it. Poked away to the point. Adams shot deflected. Score!
I think Scotty Murphy deflected that one. We'll know in a second, but he was coming out from behind the net, and it wasn't a strong shot from the point. But as we said before, only good things happen when you direct that puck towards the net. And Scotty Murphy skated out from behind the net. The shot came from the point, not a hard shot, but on net and low. And he might have got a piece of that and tipped it by Tucker Oswald. I was just going to say there hasn't been a real good scoring opportunity up to this point, Jerry. Both teams feeling each other out, good tight checking, and boom.
They score. And it didn't look like it was going to be a dangerous play either. We'll wait on the official on the goal to see whether it was a tip-in or not. Off the face-off, Jake Morris with a puck circled at his own blue line. Hitting Tommy Moore, who backhands it in the zone. In behind the net. Back to pick it up. Gordon, Murphy gets the goal. Gordon flips it ahead, and it comes back out to center ice. Adams pass, not very good. The shot, though, deflected up into the wall. That shot taken by John Chapman. And so the face-off will come into the Massena zone. And we're about halfway through the period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Massena leads it 1-0 on a goal by Murphy. Mike Adams picking up the assist. Pat Tracy, the other assist. Now they're going to move the face-off outside. Okay. It will be Chapman's line out there. Chapman, White, and Flynn for the Mounties against the Morris line. Morris, Moore, and Bigelow off the face. Here comes Jake Morris across the blue line left side. Trying to step by a check. Ridden into the boards by Barry, the big defenseman. Tommy Moore comes in to help out. Picks up the puck. Trying to control it. Kicks to the side of the net. Now Bigelow after it. Throws a check. Gets knocked down. Gets back up again. Whacks at it. The puck's still in there. It's underneath the defenseman. And the whistle blows. The face-off will come inside Suffern territory. They're going to call that an inadvertent tie-up, so no penalty. As, let's see here, that was Danny White who kind of fell on top of it, but I think Jeff Bigelow helped him fall a little bit.
Yes, he did. He handled two of the Mounties in the corner, and Jeff was pleading to Bobby Lozon, the official, that the Mounties should have a penalty for freezing the puck, but to no avail. The officials for tonight's game, the Salmon River contingent, Bobby Lozon and Mike Miller.
Faucher's line back out against the nil line. Off the draw. Faucher trying to poke it in the slot. Picked up by John Barry, the defenseman for the Mounties. He stops behind his own net. Starts out. Headman pass. They break it out of there. Comes to Nil. Nil flips it into the Massena zone. Thompson after it there along the boards. It kicks free. Here's a chance for Suffern right in front. It goes back to the point, though, on the pass. Picked off by Eddie Davis. Here comes Davis, dipsy-doodling across the red line, across the blue line. He winds up. His shot goes off a leg of Adam Gordon in behind the net. Now the puck around. Faucher circles, dumps it right in behind the net again. Back after it is John Barry. Barry's pass goes on the wing. Faucher steps in front. Looks to backhand it, kind of flipped it away, but he gets a piece of it anyway. Davis back in the corner again. Faucher throwing a check on the defenseman, Gordon. The puck comes free. Here's Faucher with it trying to center. It goes off a leg into the corner. Faucher jams for it along with Barry to the point. Thompson keeps it in nicely. Flips it around the boards. Whitcup after it. Corner right side of the net to Faucher's slot. He can't get the shot off. And the puck picked up and back out to center ice by Nil. Nil flips it to his winger, Sarabona, who just flips it in the Massena zone as they want to change. Timmy Thompson starts out for Massena. They're going to change as well. Headman to Davis. Davis just flips it in the zone, and we're going to have an offside, I guess.
They talk about playing both ends of the ice. Joey Faucher coming back in the defensive end. He took his man right back in the slot. The Suffern player had the puck behind the net, threw it out in front in the slot. Now, if Joey hadn't taken his man back into the slot, that player for Suffern would have been all alone. But then Joey came back down in the offensive end and doing some great forechecking. That's what you call playing both ends of the ice.
Pat Tracy against McCarron. Off the face, Tracy drops it back. Adams to Post. Post flipping it ahead, knocked down. He has to come back for it. Gets it ahead again to the blue line. Right back out again. Here comes the Mounties. Fitzpatrick just dumps it in the Massena zone. Back there's Adams to Post. Post try to get it ahead, but it goes back to the point. Kept in there by Kirshner. His shot knocked down in the slot. And they jam for it there. Nobody can find the handle. It finally kicks free in the corner. In behind the net is McCarron. Back to the point. Knocked down. Here's McCracken. Flips it ahead for Murphy. Big Scott just dumps it in the zone. Comes in behind the net, right in front of the net, but controlled by Kirshner, the defenseman for the Mounties. Back to the point. McCracken throws a check, but following up on the play and getting it out of there is Kirshner. Has it poked away. Here comes Linke into the Massena zone. He's going to dump it. Goes in behind. Mike Adams. Trying to flip it ahead. Intercepted right in front. Here's a backhander. And actually not getting a good shot was Fitzpatrick, as he was pretty well tied up by the defense. After a bad pass almost cost Massena, they covered up pretty well and didn't allow him to get a shot off. Now here's Tracy. He's going to ice the puck. As Massena running around a little bit right there. And the whistle blows, so they'll make some changes.
Mike Adams didn't read the play too well that time. He threw the puck out, I won't say blindly, but he had his head down. And number 3, Andy Fitzpatrick, read the play on the other side, stepped in and intercepted the pass, skated across the crease and got away a weak backhander, but it was a good scoring opportunity for Suffern.
Chapman's line out against the Morris line for Massena. Off the face, puck goes in behind the net. Flipped around by Schneider, looking for Bigelow. Stepping in front of it, though, is Danny White. White ridden into the boards. Puck comes free. Chapman comes over to help out. Bigelow's in there along with Thompson jamming for it. It kicks free to Bigelow. Pokes it ahead. And here comes Tommy Moore. Moore flips it into the Suffern zone. Goaltender's going to knock it back outside the zone. Comes to an open wing. Tommy Moore is after it. Flips it right back in Suffern territory. Picked up by John Barry. Barry gets the pass back. Loses it in front. Jake Morris. Morris can't get the shot off. Goes into the corner after it. Puck comes free in behind. Kicks to Barry again. Barry trying to flip it ahead to his defensive partner. They whack at it in the corner. Picked up by Bigelow. Here's Bigelow looking to center. Bounces right in front. Where is it? In behind now, Tommy Moore. Back to the point. Schneider keeps it in. Flips it to Thompson, and Thompson has it bounce over his stick. Comes back out to center ice. Here's Timmy Thompson right back in the zone again. In front of the net. The goaltender trying to flip it back to the blue line. Morris gets a stick on it. Goes back in the corner again. After it is Kirshner. Kirshner around the boards. It comes free right in front, and the goaltender gets a stick, Oswald, and flips it into the corner. Finally, it's picked up there by Danny White, and he gets it out to center ice to Chapman. Chapman Flips it in behind the Massena net. DeRushy stops it there, leaves for Adams. Adams around the board to Bigelow. Bigelow headman goes by everybody down the ice. They're going to wave the icing off, though, as they're going to rule that Suffern could have played that. In to pick it up, in behind the net, is the defenseman John Barry. Barry's headman back to the blue line, out to center ice. He hits his breaking man, Rob Stevens. Stevens trying to go wide, and he goes into the boards. And Eddie Davis picks it up, drops it behind for Fauché. Fauché around the boards for Whitcup. Whitcup looking to hit the center man, but it comes to Post. Post gets it to Davis, and Davis starts it out again. Ahead, Fauché. Fauché shovels it in the Suffern zone. Whitcup going after it in the corner, along with the winger Sarabona. Puck kicks free, picked up by Sarabona. He starts and takes it in behind the net. Now starts out. Circles back again on the forecheck by Fauché. Puck around the boards. He goes to John Barry. Barry for the Mounties. Right across, over on the other side for Adam Gordon. Falls down. Fauché picks it up. We got kind of a 2-on-1 to Davis right in front. He deflects it right on. And he really didn't get a good piece of it as the puck comes back to the blue line and out to center ice. Here's Mike Adams picking it up now. Back to his own blue line. Headman bounces to the Suffern line as Massena makes a line change. Back down the ice it comes. And we're going to see... an icing call?
Yes, icing.
We're going to see a new winger on that first line from Massena, though, as Jason Labarge comes out there, which leads me to believe that Murphy either took some knocks or, I don't know.
First time back in several games. Maybe he's, hasn't got his legs yet, Jerry. When the Raiders only forecheck one man, the Suffern defense, no problems. But on the occasions they've sent two men down in there, and Suffern's only using three defensemen, they've given them all kinds of problems. I think you'll see Massena come after him with, if not this period, then the next period, come after him with a two-man forecheck.
Here's McCracken, gets knocked down behind the net, controls the puck anyway, gets back up, kicks it free. It comes to Kirshner. He gets it around the boards, and they break it out of there. Fitzpatrick's headman. There's going to be a penalty on Thompson, as he's going to get a hitting from behind, probably interference. Okay.
Yeah.
So Suffern will go on the power play here with 1:46 left in the period, and Massena leading it on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard 1-0.
And it was a good call by Mike Miller. Timmy got there he timed it just a hair too soon. He had the check lined up on the Suffern player who was received the pass deep in his own end, but he got to him just before the puck did, and it was a good call.
That's definitely an interference. Okay, let's see what we got with the power play here. We've got McCarron out there, along with Chapman, who will move up to play the left wing, and on the right wing, Matt Linke. At the points, it's going to be John Barry and Steve Kirshner. Schneider out, or I should say Morris out there to kill it, along with Bigelow, who gets it out to center ice, and Adams and Schneider are the other two penalty killers. Across the blue line now, Barry trying to flip it in the zone, back to the point. Adams, or I should say Morris, throwing some interference here. Now the puck goes in the corner. Controlled right in front. They jam at it, bounces back to the blue line. Moving it around the horn, it goes to Chapman. Chapman, dump pass in behind. Adams gets in front of it, flips in the corner, and after it, and it goes up into the bench off the stick of Jeff Bigelow and the Suffern defender on the right side, Kirshner.
First part of that power play, instead of overloading and leaving the slot wide open and diving the guy through from the weak side, Suffern positioned a man right in the slot to occupy the Massena defenseman. Coach John Orlando feels his power play is average. I don't know what that means. I know what average means, but I don't know on what level he refers to them as average. He had no statistics to
back up his average claim. Right. Okay, across the blue line it comes. John Barry with it. Takes it into the 45 centering pass, and it's fired just wide. They got McCarron free for a good shot that time. He just missed. Back to the point it comes. Kirshner. Kirshner's drive is deflected into the corner off Tracy's leg. Around the horn it goes. Picked up there by Flynn, I believe that is. Back to the point it goes. Here's Kirshner. Winds the shot through a screen. Score!
That one changed directions. I think it might have hit Mike Adams in front. I think it hit him and redirected. Nice low shot from Kirshner. That time the Raiders are passive box. The Suffern set up an overload that time and brought it back to the point, dove the guy in front as a screen, and Kirshner waited. He found no one open, and he took the shot, hoping that it would deflect, and it did. And I think Kirshner will get the goal, but I think it hit Mike Adams and redirected.
So that'll tie it up here, 1-1, and we have 52 seconds left in the first period. A power play goal. So the average power play gets a goal here. Off the face-off. The puck controlled into the Massena zone. Goes to the side of the net. Timmy Thompson is there, has it poked away. It comes free, picked up by McCracken. Ahead to Tracy. Tracy starts it back the other way for the Raiders. Tracy takes it across. The big drive. He fired it wide. Puck whistles around the boards. Back to the point. Thompson keeps it in. It comes to McCracken. McCracken jamming for it along with Barry. Tracy comes in to help out, but they can't control it. Linky picks it up. Headman goes out to center ice, bouncing around at the red line. Across the blue line, McCarron in the corner. Poke checked away from him by Schneider. The puck kicks free with 10 seconds left, and Tracy picks it up. Looking for McCracken, bounces by him, out to center ice, back into the Massena zone. Picked up by Thompson with 3 seconds left, gets a shot off, and the save made by Oswald at the buzzer. So we'll go to the first period intermission. Things all tied up at a goal apiece. Massena and Suffern, the Raiders and the Mounties playing here in the Massena Invitational Tournament. So again, a 1-1 tie score.
Jerry, not a lot of outstanding scoring opportunities for either club in that first period, and as we said, that trying to feel each other out, to see what to expect from the opposition, and kind of tentative. And this is the way you want to go when you don't have a scouting report on your opposition. The Raiders on the board first at the 7:07 mark. Scotty Murphy, first game back in I don't know how many. He's missed 5 or 6 probably from Mike Adams and Pat Tracy. Shot from the point that Scotty skated out from behind the net, and harmless looking shot but redirected. And then back at the 14:08 mark on a power play, the Mounties right back in the game. We initially said it was Kirshner on the goal, Steve Kirshner, but the goal is credited to number 10. Kevin McCarron. He must have tipped the puck in front. It did bounce off of Mike Adams, and then McCarron must have redirected it. But the shot was originated by Kirshner from the point, and Nill, number 21, Paul Nill, also picked up an assist. Shots on goal, as we said, not a lot of great scoring opportunities. Massena outshot the Suffern Mounties 4-2, and only one penalty in the period to Timmy Thompson at the 13-14 mark.
So again, we played a period, and we're no closer to deciding anything here, as we're all tied up at a goal apiece.
You're toned somewhat, but when you're not having any contact, and he hasn't been able to have any contact up until today, so that it's a big adjustment. It'll take him a couple games to really get back in the swing of things.
Tracy off the draw, it comes to Schneider. Schneider feeds Thompson as Tracy broke his stick, has to go get some new lumber. As the puck slides into Suffern territory, back to pick it up is Barry. Ridden into the boards, it comes to Tracy, his shot, and it's knocked down by a defenseman. Tracy picks it up at the blue line, backhands it, and the puck comes wide into the corner. Tracy whacking at it again. They jam, it comes out to center ice, picked up by Schneider. Schneider right back in the zone off the stick of Linky. In behind to pick it up is Kirshner. Kirshner feeds it ahead and out to center ice. Now hard check thrown by Tracy. The puck bouncing back in to Suffern territory. And it's picked up there by John Barry, flipping it around the boards to his winger, Fitzpatrick, trying to move it out to center ice. Tracy stops it momentarily, gets it back again, and backhands it back in the zone. Massena's going to make a line change here as they come off the ice. The puck stolen right in front by Tommy Moore, gets a weak shot off, knocked down in front. Moore coming right off the bench, got a chance, but couldn't get a good shot off. Puck comes all the way down the ice, around the boards, and they're going to call icing on that against Suffern and move the face-off right back into Mountie territory. 13:56 remaining, and on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, it's 1-1.
First shift out there by that number 1 line, Massena came right at him. 2 men forechecking, Jerry, just as we kind of suspected. Also, Captain Pat Tracy, first shift of this period, broke the blade of the stick. I can remember back, and I imagine a lot of the old hockey fans, when sticks used to cost $3 or $4. That's about a $22 to $24 break right there to today's prices.
Jake Morris will face it off against John Chapman. Face off left side. Suffern territory. Comes to Moore. Can't get the shot off. Comes in behind. Adam Gordon loses right in front Morris. And he couldn't pull the trigger. And it slides all the way back into the Massena zone. Rolling on end. Picked up by Post. Flips it around the boards. Around the horn. Back to the point. Picked up by Suffern. The shot. And the save made by DeRushy. In the corner it comes. After it there. In front, here's a chance. They deflected just into the corner. Jam at it, goes right across the goal mouth as Suffern putting some pressure on, but Morris picks up the puck, starts out from Massena. Here comes Jake right across the blue line, beats Tommy Moore. His sharp angle shot, the save made, and goaltender Tucker Oswald is going to cover up. But at the other end, some good chances for Suffern as Massena failed to clear him out from in front.
An excellent chance for Suffern down there. Number 5, Tommy Post, did a good job, picked up the loose man in front, and that's what you do. If you tie up the man in front, you don't have to worry about the puck if you're a defenseman. Leave that for the goaltender. You tie up that offensive player.
Off the faceoff, Adams dumps by him out to center ice. Tommy Post back for it. Here's Post in his own end. Had a little trouble with it. Gets it ahead to Morris, though. Jake starts out. Morris takes it in on the right wing. Into the high slot, now into the corner. Jake with it, kind of falls down. Puck comes free. Bigelow after it. Has it taken off his stick by Danny White. And White starts back the other way. Here's White across the blue line. Trying to dump it through the middle all the way back to Kirshner at the point. He gets a shot. Adams falls down, blocks it. It kicks out. Bigelow. Here comes Jeffrey breaking in on Adam. Gordon goes by him. Bigelow backhander, the save. The rebound. Tommy Moore whacks at it. The save. The puck knocked down in front. They jam. And the whistle blows. Whoa, a lot of action right there.
I'm not sure. We've got a penalty coming up, I think, to Suffern. Kind of a delayed call. Bobby Lozon said something in that pile that he didn't like, and he's going to call a penalty to number 25. Flynn, number 25, is he's calling him for, looks like a charging penalty. But Jeff Bigelow picked up the puck in the neutral zone with a good burst of speed, one-on-one with the Suffern defenseman, went to his backhand, got off a nice shot, and goalie Tucker Oswald had some problems with that rebound.
Made the initial save, but the puck sat right in front. Then Tommy Moore was whacking at it, and there are too many bodies in the slot by then. So Massena goes on the power play, their first power play opportunity of the game. We've got Pat Tracy out there with Murphy and McCracken, Thompson and Schneider. Let's see what they do on this power play, Dave. Remember the last one in the Plattsburgh game, they try to move it and get Thompson for the shot. See if they can do that again. Puck bounces, kept in by Schneider. He whacks at it. Puck along the boards. Tracy stepping in, Murphy as well. Murphy digs it free. Flips it in behind the net for McCracken. Here's McCracken. Back to Murphy at the 45, right side of the goalie. Back to the point, Schneider. Schneider goes to Thompson. Thompson trying to go to Tracy, whacks at it, kind of missed it. Tracy comes up, picks it up, and controls it. Tracy circling at the blue line. The ice is slow tonight. Comes to McCracken. McCracken out to the high slot, out by the blue line now. Trying to slide it through to Murphy. Murphy pretty well tied up, but it comes free to McCracken. McCracken back to Schneider at the point. Goes to Thompson. Thompson's wide. His shot, the save made, and it goes in behind the net. Puck comes free to Murphy. Back to Schneider. Schneider slides. It goes by Thompson out to center ice, and Timmy has to come back for it. Massena will have to regroup and set up again. 35 seconds in the power play. Schneider in behind the net now. Over to Thompson. Thompson trying to lug it out of the zone. Has it taken away, and Suffern controls it. They dump it in the Massena zone. Schneider again for the Raiders. Trying to headman on McCracken's stick. Here comes Scotty breaking down the right wing side. Takes it in. Can't get the shot off. The puck comes free. They jam at it. Puck sits in the circle and bounces along. Pat Tracy. Tracy to Murphy. Murphy trying to slide through, but it's taken off his stick by Barry. We're down to 3 seconds as the puck comes out to center ice. 1 second in the power play, and it comes to Schneider. Schneider feeding it over to Thompson. Thompson kicks it ahead. Tracy, and Tracy just dumps it. That line out there for the entire power play, they want off. Now the puck comes free to Flynn. Flynn moves it ahead. They got a man at the blue line, but offsides will be called. As hanging at the blue line was John Chapman. They tried to feed him, but it caused him to go offsides.
I'll tell you, Scotty McCracken up to his old rambunctious self, throwing his weight around out there. And we've mentioned many times before, pound for pound, he's one of the toughest kids in the league. He's not big, but boy, does he like to hit. And he really, when he hits you, he puts a charge in you. And he threw a couple of beautiful checks out there.
Chapman's line against the Morris line, still 1-1 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Off the faceoff, controlled by the Mounties as they start to move it ahead to the Massena line. Tommy Post is there. Bounce pass comes to Tommy Moore. Moore to the Suffern line. He just received a check. What are we going to have? An open door to the penalty box.
Well, that's something that's so dangerous. We've seen that happen several times around the league this year. I don't know. Sometimes when the players come out, usually they hop the gate, you know. But there should be the penalty timekeeper assistant should check those gates after every penalty to make sure that they're secure, because that's really dangerous.
Off the face-off, Tommy Moore back to Post. Post goes ahead off the bounce to Morris. Jake takes it across. Jake feeding Tommy Moore in the corner. Moore after, looks to center. Jake Morris right in front of Bigelow, the backhander, and the save made by goaltender Oswald. Back to the post, to Post at the point, I should say. Post trying to feed it through to Morris. Poke checked away. They jam at it. Comes out to center ice. We got a 2-on-1, but Bigelow breaks it up, lifting the stick and takes it back the other way. Here comes Jeff breaking by the D. In behind the net. Centering pass right in front. Morris jams at it. And the net's off its moorings. And the goaltender was out of the play, but the net came off the goaltender, and the faceoff will come inside Suffern territory.
Another close play. Jeff Bigelow picked the puck up in the neutral zone, carried into the attacking zone, drew the defenseman, threw it out in the slot, and Tommy Moore just missed the pass and went barreling into goalie Tucker Oswell along with two blue Mountie defensemen. Big pile up in front. Suffern plays an expanded box. They kind of shut off the points on Massena. Massena likes to use the points. Suffern expands those forecheckers out towards the point, so that again leaves the middle open. Massena should drift somebody into that slot area.
Okay, Faucher's line out there now against the nil line. Off the face, Thompson's drive. Oh, just wide. May have been a save. Eddie Davis picking it up. Comes into the high slot, turns around, gets a quick wrister off. Oh, just missed the corner. Puck around on the other side. Thompson pinches in, flips it along the boards. Davis loses it. It's kicked ahead, but gets it back again. He backhands it, goes off the official. Davis after it throws a check, but the puck picked up there by Nil. Nil flips it out to center ice. Brett Schneider with it. Bangs it ahead to the Suffern line. Picked up by Nil again. Backhands it, and it's dumped into the Massena zone. Comes in behind the net. Stopped by DeRushy. Thompson picks up the loose puck. Trying to flip it around. Goes off his skate right in front. They jam at it. The bouncing puck goes to the side of the net. That's Whitcup, who finally moved it ahead and gets it out of trouble for the time being. Puck in behind. Thompson throws a good check, pokes it ahead. Whitcup comes over on the left side now, whacks at it, doesn't get it out. Back to the point. Here's a shot. DeRushy makes the save. Puck comes in the corner. After it is Nil again. Nil's pass knocked down by Schneider. Puck free. Schneider finds it with a stick, slides it around for Eddie Davis. Davis trying to move it on the wing, doesn't get it out. Bouncing around, Thompson whacks at it, throws a check. The puck comes free again, and Suffern's going to make a line change as they had some good pressure on. Now Schneider moves it ahead. Faucher by way of Davis takes it in on the off wing. Joey drops to Davis. He can't get the shot off, and the puck controlled by the Mounties again. They're going to break out, and the puck comes down 2-on-1. But Adams is there to break the play up. Headmans it to Whitcup, and he dumps it down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Massena.
Okay, that line out there was out a little long. The third unit of Joey Faucher, Eddie Davis, and Bobby Whitcup. They're tired. They were getting hammered down in their own end. Bruce DeRushy had an opportunity to hold that puck. He should have been able to read that they were tired and Suffern was pressing. He didn't. He played it off to the corner. And then when they did clear the zone, they proceeded to go on up and forecheck. They were tired. They should have gone to the bench on their own, I feel. You're no good out there if you're tired.
Tracy's line out. Tracy wins the draw, drops it back to Mike Adams. Adams starts out. Adams, long head man, right on the stick of McCracken. McCracken trying to feed it ahead, but it's intercepted by Barry. Barry right back out to center ice, turning it around. Here comes McCarron. McCarron shot, but there's an offsides called, and the faceoff will move outside Massena zone.
Suffern has shifted the momentum the last minute or so, but initially the first 4 or 5 minutes, Massena was really putting the pressure on, and the puck was up in that Suffern end, and I feel that they can capitalize on Suffern using the three defensemen. If they, with that two-man forechecking, I think it's going to pay off.
Tracy's line out for Massena against the McCarron line. Off the face, the puck comes to Schneider. Schneider flips it to Thompson. Thompson on the wing to McCracken. McCracken trying to go back to Tracy, but it's upended. Murphy drops it back for Schneider. Schneider at his own blue line, over to Thompson, other side. Thompson starts it ahead, feeds McCracken. McCracken trying to bounce it to Tracy. That has to come back for it. Now he takes it across. He tries the stick handle through, it's poked away, and they move it down the ice. Into the Massena zone. Bouncing pass comes to Schneider. He whacks at it, goes into the corner. After it, there's McCarron, centering pass, shot. The save made. It's underneath goaltender Bruce DeRushy, and he holds on for the face-off. And a good chance there for Matt Linke, the winger, on a nice pass from Kevin McCarron.
Pass came out of the corner, and Linky or Fitzpatrick, one of the two, one-timed it, and Bruce DeRushy, big save right there, hugged the short side and stayed there. Wasn't sure where the rebound was initially, but he located and held on for the face-off.
So 1-1 tie hockey game on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, just about halfway through the game. Morris lines out there now against the Chapman line. Schneider along the puck boards. Bigelow trying to feed it ahead. It's intercepted by Chapman, but Bigelow pokes it away. Starts it out to Jake Morris. Morris had to come back for it, but Bigelow follows. Here comes Jeffrey in the zone. Gets by the D, the shot. Oh, nice save by Tucker Oswald. Nice play. Bigelow's had a great game so far. Puck along the boards now. Back to the blue line. Schneider can't keep it in. It comes to Thompson. Whacks it ahead. Massena gets caught deep in the zone, but Bigelow gets out as Tommy Moore slides it in behind the net. Back there is Adam Gordon, and there's going to be a penalty as Jeff Bigelow got leveled by Steve Kirshner. Interference will be the call on Kirshner, and Massena will go on the power play again.
I'll tell you, Tucker Oswald, the goaltender for Suffern, made a big league save on Jeff Bigelow, who busted down that patented rush down that right side, and usually he goes to the outside. That time he turned it to the inside to his forehand, and as he cut in, he got the shot off in a hurry. And Oswald, a great save. The puck was headed for the stick side, low on the ice to the corner. He kicked out the toe and made a beautiful pad save.
Excellent save.
That was the best save of the night right there.
Okay, the Jake Morris line with Fauché on the left wing will be on the power play. Of course, Bigelow on the other side. Thompson and Adams at the points. After it in the corner is Bigelow. Back to the point and out to center ice as Thompson unable to keep it in. Here's Timmy now coming back. Flips it ahead for Fauché on the wing. Gets by, and it's dumped down the ice by the Mounties. In behind the net now. DeRushy stops it and leaves it for Thompson. Tim starts out. Feeds it over to Adams. Goes by him ahead to Fauché. Fauché has it poked away. Looks for it. Finds it. Gets it back again. Meant for Bigelow, but it goes by him into the zone. John Barry whacks at it, and it comes out to Adams at center ice. Feeds Thompson. Thompson drives it, and that's going to be offsides as Massena got caught with a man in.
It's going to call an intentional offside also. Massena just a little out of sync on this power play. Can't make that initial pass coming out of their zone, and that first one is so important. That sets up everything else. Again, they've got this time on the power play, Assistant Captain Mike Adams is replacing Assistant Captain Brett Schneider with Timmy Thompson staying on that right side. And he started off, Coach Moore started off with the Jake Morris line, who was up to this point has probably been the Raiders' strongest line. They're coming back now with the Pat Tracy, Scotty Murphy, and Scott McCracken unit.
McCarron out there to try to kill it along with Matt Linky, and it's Barry out at the point along with Gordon. Off the face-off, here comes McCracken down the right wing, and he's going to backhand it inside Suffern territory. The defenseman trying to bounce it around. Murphy keeps it in to Tracy. Tracy just dumps to an open corner. Thompson steps in and feeds it in the corner to McCracken. McCracken goes to Tracy at the 45. Back to the point, Thompson. Thompson goes to Mike Adams. Adams feeds to Murphy. They move it around the horn. Murphy's going to shoot. Deflected. Ooh. Trying to deflect. It goes just wide. Thompson winds up his shot. It's rebound, and the puck poked into the corner. Murphy had an open net, but he couldn't quite find the handle. And down the ice it goes with 14 seconds left. Good opportunity for Massena that time. Here's Thompson with it. Long head man on the stick of Murphy. Here comes Murphy across the blue line. Fakes the shot. Takes it in behind. Stops. Gets by the defenseman now. Has it poked away. Gets it back again. Back to the point, Adams. Adams goes over to Thompson. We have a whistle. And we got an interference call against Suffern, I believe, as the other penalty elapsed. Oh, wait a minute.
I think he's...
Oh, no, it's against
call
McCracken.
Scotty, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Massena had possession. He's calling Scotty McCracken for interference in front of the net. Again, I was following the play out here at the blue line. The Raiders were setting up, and I didn't see it down inside, but referee Mark Miller did, and made no hesitation right off the bat.
So we go from a Massena power play to a Suffern power play. So the Mounties now on the power play. 5:31 left in the second period. And on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, it's still tied at 1.
Again, as we mentioned before, Suffern expands that box down there, and Massena's got to sneak somebody into that middle to occupy, tighten up the box, occupy those guys in front.
Off the face-off. Puck controlled by the Mounties as they move it out with the McCarron line, although they got McCarron out there with Linky, and the other forward is the second-line center, Chapman. So Massena clears the puck down the ice. Goalie called for an icing, but doesn't work that way. Lost himself there for a moment, David. And here comes Suffern. Ahead it goes to Chapman at his own blue line. Starts to move it. He's going to take it in the Massena zone, flipping it for Linke. Linke ridden in the boards by Adams. Puck comes free. Linke chases it down in behind. Dropping it back right in front. They jam at it. Comes back to Linke again at the 45. Linke feeds it for Chapman. Back to the point it comes. Here's Kirshner. Kirshner steps in, feeds it to Chapman. Back to Kirshner. He can't hold it in this time. It slides by him out to center ice with 40 seconds left in the power play. Now the puck picked up by Linke again. He's going to flip it in the Massena zone. Puck around the boards. Schneider trying to one-time it out of the zone. Didn't get any wood on it. The puck dumped in behind again. Centering pass right in front. They jam, and DeRushy's got it on the shot by McCarron. He didn't get good wood on it either.
He's their sniper, number 10, Kevin McCarron. He's the guy they look to, and he hovers around that net, hovers in the slot, in and out. He's the guy that they want to trigger the puck.
He's a returnee from last year. I remember him from last year.
4:24 left in the second period, a 1-1 hockey game.
Pat Tracy coming out now with Joey Fauché. Try to kill the remaining 23 seconds on this Suffern power play.
Big face-off, Jerry. We've said that many times, but even this early in the ball game, it's a big face-off.
Tracy will face McCarron. Right side of DeRushy. Off the draw, McCarron wins it. It goes to the shot, and the save made by DeRushy on the shot by John Chapman. Real sharp angle, though. Didn't have much to shoot at.
Yeah, and Captain Pat Tracy is talking to Joey Fauché. He's going to direct him where he wants to be. I don't know if he felt that where he's going to go on the draw. Well, Joey hasn't got any choice. He's got to be on this side.
Okay, they'll face again. This time Tracy wins it. It comes back to Thompson. He flips it, doesn't get it out. Comes over to the defenseman Barry. He's going to drive. Blocked in front by Tracy. Barry follows, gets a shot, and I'm not sure if it was on, but DeRushy stopped it. It was. Okay, it's a save with 4 seconds left in the power play. Back to the point. This time the save, the rebound, and DeRushy covers it up. And a good defensive play made by Mike Adams that time, as the rebound kind of came to Linke, and Adams tied him up so he couldn't get the shot off.
That's an excellent play, and that's what you teach your defensemen. Never mind the puck that's lying there. Your goalie will pick that. You tie up that forward in front. And then the puck came in. Bruce DeRushy made the save, gave up the rebound 3 or 4 feet in front, and assistant captain Mike Adams pounced right on the Suffern forward and tied him up tighter than you'd tie up a balloon. Good job by number 12. Mike Adams.
That kills off the penalty. Face-off still. In the Massena zone, right off the draw, comes across the goal mouth. Thompson after it. Trying to move it along the boards. He gets doubled by 2 Suffern players. McCracken comes in to help out. Puck kicks free. They jam at it. Thompson again gets knocked down. The puck, and they're going to call it on a face-off, as neither team could gain control as it moved along the boards.
I'll tell you, number 7, John Chapman, could have been called for high sticking. He had it up over his head, and he railed Scotty McCracken and flattened him right on the backside. And Mark Miller, looking right at it, felt it didn't warrant a penalty.
Off the face, puck in the circle. McCracken moves it out of there. Has it poked away to the blue line, Massena blue line. Dumped back in the zone. Stopped by DeRushy. Leaves it for Thompson. Flips it around the boards for Murphy. Murphy trying to leave it for Schneider. Where is it? It kicks free, and it's picked up by Thompson. Here's Thompson in behind his own net. Leaves it for Tracy. And he flips it ahead to McCracken. Bounces over his stick in the Suffern zone as Massena is going to make a line change. They're going to come out with the Fauché line, I believe. Tracy's still out there, though, and he throws a check. The puck picked up there by Chapman. Chapman flips it in the Massena net. In behind the net, picked up by Mike Adams. Adams starts it out ahead to Whitcup. Whitcup looking to feed it for Tracy, who's still out there. Poked away. Whitcup follows, but it's taken off his stick. Back the other way comes McCarron. Takes it across, looking to pull the trigger. Schneider slides him wide, gets it back to the point. Linke can't get the shot off. Takes it in the corner. Looks to set it up. McCarron taking it into the boards by Schneider. Puck comes free right in front. They jam at it. Finally, it comes to Whitcup, and he moves it out of there off the stick of Adams. Whitcup steps by a check. Feeds Davis. Davis just steers it in the zone, back out again, back in. Whitcup, but they're going to blow it for offside.
Little scrambly play here in the neutral zone. Suffern, this last shift with the Raiders' third unit out there, did exert some pressure down inside. Raiders turn it over a few times, and gives coaches gray hairs. But number 1, big number 1, steady as a rock down there. Tide has turned in the last few minutes. As we said, the Massena came out, opened up with a little momentum, and seems to be Suffern's way right now, Jerry.
Okay, off the face-off. Puck controlled by the Mounties. They move it out to center ice. Mike Adams steps in front, dumps it back in the zone. Bouncing puck comes in behind the net. After it, there's Adam Gordon. Gordon flips it around. Eddie Davis steps in front, kind of overskates it, goes back after it. Trying to poke it back to the point, but it's controlled by the Mounties. And they started out of there. John Barry. Barry now, turn of speed, gets by Fauché. Shot from the blue line. High over the net, bounces to the side. And DeRushy kicks it in behind. Picked up there by the Mounties. Here's a chance right in front. Big save made. Rebound. Here's another shot. Goes across the goal mouth. Bouncing puck. Comes to the side of the net. DeRushy stops it again. Tommy Post after it. Trying to feed Whitcup. Whitcup kicks it around again, and Mike Adams starts out. Here's Adams. Feeds Fauché. Fauché goes to Davis. Massena breaks it out of there. Davis headman. Fauché trying to come up with it. It's poked away. Comes to Mike Adams again. Here's Adams flipping it ahead to the Massena bench, and Davis just whacks at it as Massena wants a line change. Here's Tommy Moore in behind the net, taken away. Back comes Suffern. They're going to dump it down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Suffern, and the faceoff will come back in their territory. With 1:20 remaining in the second period, it's still 1-1 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard.
A lot of pressure by that unit of Paul Nill, Paul Sarabona, and Rob Stevens for the Suffern Mounties. Really exerting a lot of pressure on the Raiders unit of against Joey Fauché, Eddie Davis, and Bobby Whitcup. Had them hemmed in.
Faceoff will be in the left side in Suffern territory. McCarron out there against Morris. Off the draw, Jake gets it back to Schneider at the point. He flips it in the corner. Tommy Moore going after it along with Kirshner. Flips to Morris. Morris trying to clear it back to the point, and it bounces by Schneider out to center ice, but McCarron is there running some interference. And we're going to have a penalty on Tommy Moore, a hooking call, and Suffern will go on the power play again with 1:04 left in the period.
Again, heard me say it before, you've got to, in that situation, especially in that situation when you're back checking, you've got to check with your feet, not your stick. And Tommy did. His check was probably a stride ahead of him. Instead of hunkering down and put a little extra out there, he reached into the gut with the stick, turned the blade over, and gave him a tug. And there was no question it was hooking.
So with 1:04 left in the second period, the Mounties go on the power play again. Jake Morris out there along with Jeff Bigelow, Schneider, and Thompson. McCarron right back out there. Take the face off. Trying to flip it ahead. It goes just inside the blue line. John Barry into the corner, in behind the net. Thompson gets knocked down, but Schneider picks it up, whistles it around the boards. Down the ice it goes. Here comes Jake Morris racing for it. Morris gets there and tries to fire it around the boards. Comes in behind the net. Bigelow after it. Jeff has it poked away out to center ice. Bigelow whacks at it again, comes up with it. Now it's controlled by Suffern. Kirshner just slides it in the Massena zone. 35 seconds remaining in the period. In behind the net is Chapman. He's got the puck. He's got control. Chapman has it poked by Schneider. Around the boards it goes to Kirshner. Kirshner at the point. Flips it through to McCarron. McCarron, cross-ice pass back to the other point. There's a shot knocked down in front. Doesn't get through. Back to McCarron at the point. He steps by Jake Morris. Here's McCarron right in front. Poke checked away by Timmy Thompson. 9 seconds left. They come right in front. And the puck bouncing free. They jam at it. Jake Morris with it. Gets it down the ice. And that'll take it out of danger with 1 second left in the period. So the Raiders weathered a storm right there, and things remain tied after 2, 1-1.
Yes, they did. And Suffern likes on the power play. They like to break the weak side wing really hard and throw the puck in and run it around the dasher. Bruce DeRushy's got to come out and intercept that thing. They're throwing it in on the right side, and it's running hard. They're swinging the wing in on the weak side, and he's picking that thing up. Bruce DeRushy's got to step out and block that puck and turn it over to his defenseman. But the momentum shifted towards the end of that period, the last 4 or 5 minutes, to Suffern's favor. No question about that.
And fortunately, Massena was able to keep them off the board, so the score remains tied at 1-1.
With you, get after them. I stopped playing the game here in the neutral zone. Dragging that man along the line, get it up, get it in the zone, and get in and forecheck. I think they can really give this Mountie defense some big problems if they do that.
Okay, we're going to have power play here for 26 seconds as we start the third period. Tracy and McCracken out there, Schneider and Thompson. And we've got McCarron out there with a power play unit, Linky on one wing, and he's got his regular guys out there. So the shot from center ice and the save made by Tucker Oswald. In behind, big defenseman John Barry flips it ahead. Back out to center ice to Thompson at the Massena blue. He feeds it ahead, goes by everybody, back inside Suffern territory. The goaltender flips it ahead, comes out to center ice. Pat Tracy waits, drops it back. Schneider, and the penalty is up. Headman pass intercepted right at the blue line. Across the blue line, into the Massena zone. Murphy's there to pick it up. Got to get used to seeing him out there again, Dave. We haven't seen him in 6 games. In behind, it's John Barry. McCracken trying to forecheck. He and Barry both go down, and the puck kicks free in the corner. McCracken right back up to go after it. Scotty with the puck now, looking in front. Tracy gets hauled down in the slot. They jam in the corner. The crowd looking for a call there as Murphy tries to throw a check. Tracy throws a check, puck back to the point, dumped into the corner. Takes a funny bounce right in front of the net, but there to pick it up is Barry. Out to center ice, Tracy intercepts, backhands it right back in the zone. After it, Murphy in behind the net now. Puck flipped around the boards. Massena's going to make a line change as breaking out of there is defenseman John Barry. Barry headmans it to the red line. Into the Massena zone now, stolen away, and Murphy picks up the loose puck. Flipping ahead for Bigelow, bounces over his stick into the zone and back out to center ice. Adams to Tommy Post. Post bangs it ahead for Bigelow. Jeffrey after it there, taken away, back out to center ice, and back the other way comes McCarron. McCarron across the blue line, backhands it right on as he gets upended. The puck comes free to Post in behind the net. Tommy starts out left side. Headman to Tommy Moore. Moore lets it go by and goes through a check. Head to Morris. Morris across the blue line, delay off sides, but Suffern's going to break it back out again. Here comes Chapman. Chapman in the zone. Massena ends, circling in the corner, goes back to the point. Here's a drive right through screen. The rebound comes right across the goal mouth as DeRushy made the save. He saw it at the last second. Puck comes back out to center ice. Back in the zone, Kirshner, and Suffern has to come back and tag up. It comes to Post. Post flips it around the boards. It comes to Flynn. Flynn steps in front. Now Mike Adams backhands it to Bigelow. Bigelow looks up, moves it along the boards to Adams. Mike, headman right on the stick of Tommy Moore. It goes into the corner. Moore digs in after it. Massena looks for a line change. Moore gets free, goes to Fauché. Fauché trying to go back to the point, but it's intercepted. Comes out to center ice. Still 1-1 tie here on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Back to the blue line, not out of there. As the blind pass intercepted, comes in behind the Post. Post falls down, gets back up, looking for Whitcup on the wing. Bobby circles, flips it around the boards for Bigelow, who's still out there. Bigelow trying to move it out of there. He gets it ahead to Fauché. Here comes Joey. Joey takes it across, gets upended. The puck comes free, and Whitcup is there to dig it in the corner. Whitcup trying to bounce pass. He's taken out of the play. Puck comes to Davis. Backhand shot goes in the corner. Off John Barry. Barry stops in front of it, picks it up, starts out. His pass goes around the boards for Stevens. Stevens drops it back for Barry. Barry in behind the net, being forechecked by Eddie Davis. Puck comes back to the 45, controlled by Suffern. They slide it out to center ice. Here's Schneider from Massena. Looking ahead, feeds Eddie Davis, goes by him, back into the Suffern zone. They wave off the icing, and picking it up there is John Barry. Barry, right in front of his own net, but he managed to move it out to center ice. Whitcup throws a check. The puck comes free. Schneider flips it back in the zone. Here's Kirshner. Kirshner's headman hitting the wing, and out to center ice it goes. Here's Stevens, taken away by Eddie Davis. Davis moves it in behind the net. After Labarge, who's out there from Massena, he throws a check, goes after it, but the puck kicked around on the other side, and it comes to Rob Stevens. Stevens trying to get it out of there. Scotty McCracken at the red line, picks it up, dumps it right back in the zone. Comes in behind the net. Racing after it there is John Barry. Barry takes it in behind, trying to hit the winger. They move it to the blue line out to center ice. Here's McCracken circling back the other way. He's going to drop it back to Adams at the Massena blue line. Adams' headman is intercepted. Back in the zone it goes. Massena end. Back there, Tommy Post picks it up. Got a long time without a whistle here. Puck comes to McCracken. McCracken's headman pass. Tracy trying to get by a check, goes in the zone. Pat digs for it, trying to feed it in behind. He's got it. Looking for McCracken. It comes free to Tracy. Tracy looking, dumps it in behind the net for Labarge. He didn't see it. Labarge throws a check. McCracken picks it up, looks to wrap it around. Right in front, the save made by Tucker Oswald. They break it out of there. Puck backhanded, kind of a funny bounce in on DeRushy. Mike Adams after it. Feeds Tommy Post behind the net. Post looking to start out for Massena. Takes it ahead for McCracken. McCracken flips for Labarge. Labarge throws a check, but the puck picked up by McCarron. He gets railed by Tommy Post. Post picks up the loose puck. Feeding ahead for Jake Morris. Goes off the back of his stick. Back to the Massena line. Coming ahead now, Tommy Moore. He's upended. And back the other way comes Danny White. Breaking in the Massena zone. His shot knocked down. Goes in behind the net. Mike Adams with it. Adams starts out. Feeding it ahead for Bigelow. Bigelow trying to feed Morris. He's tied up. Back the other way into the Massena zone. It goes again. Mike Adams after it. Flips it around the boards. Kept in at the point by Kirshner. His drive goes across the goal mouth. Back to the other point. Gordon. His shot knocked down. Massena breaks it, but it goes by Bigelow's stick. That'll be an icing call against the Raiders. 9:08 left, third period. Still 1-1 on the Corky scoreboard.
Mike Adams always looking, always looking. He tried a long head man pass. It's an icing on Massena, but he almost hit Jeff Bigelow, who would have been in the clear. Just missed by inches.
Face-off will be to the right side in the Massena zone.
My old buddy, Bobby Lapointe, just up to say hello. Haven't seen him in ages. He's got his hat on tonight, thank God.
Oh. Fauché takes the face-off against Nil and wins it. Puck comes in behind, but it's taken away by Stevens. Steven goes in behind the net, looks to center, and Schneider gets a piece of it, but it comes to the winger, Sarabona. His poke checked away after Whitcup gets it back to the point. Kirshner, the big drive, the save made by goaltender Brewster Rushy. Now the puck comes free after Eddie Davis. He takes it out of trouble, has it poked away. Thompson after it, flips back to Davis. Davis looking for a center man, doesn't get it out of the zone, comes back to the blue line. They jam at it, comes by Davis. Finally, he picks it up, doesn't get it out still. Finally, Whitcup does. Head man pass, comes back the other way on the interception by John Barry, poked away from him. Now the puck back in the zone. That would have been a hand pass, except Massena touched it, and they move it back the other way. Into Suffern territory, Kirshner picks it up. Kirshner headman, Thompson gets in front of it, bounces it high in the air, goes up into the stands, and we'll have a face-off at center ice. 8:12 remaining to go in the third period. Still 1-1 on the Corky's scoreboard.
A little ragged that last shift out there. Both lines batting the puck back and forth. Can't getting the Fauché line and the Nil line for Suffern. Couldn't get things going. Just a pass slightly behind each other and just a little ragged play.
Gone back to being careful again, Dave.
Yeah, definitely. As they say, the old saying, the next one is a big one. It certainly is.
Tommy Post now flipping ahead for Adams. Goes to Murphy. Murphy, his pass intercepted. Here's a chance right in front for Linky. And Adams comes back and covers nicely and broke it up. Out to center ice again. Here's Gordon with it. Flips back to the Massena line, but instead it goes up into the penalty box. And the face-off will come at center ice again.
You cannot make that lazy pass across the width of the rink like that, because you've got to put something on it. You've got to keep your head up, be looking. It's okay to come across, but you have to know where the opposition is and be able to read. And you can't put your head down and throw a soft, feathery pass like that, because number 28, Linky, just stepped right up and almost had clear sailing.
Especially with slow ice like we have tonight.
That's right.
You got to really put some mustard on that pass, or maybe not make it at all. Off the face-off, comes to Adams, right back to Tracy. Tracy upended at the blue line. Murphy follows, over skates. Puck picked up and back out, but not out. Tracy again, right at the blue line, poked by him. It comes to Adams. Adams whacks at it, has it taken away by McCarron. Post is at the Massena blue line with it. Circles in behind his own net. Goes to McCracken. He loses it right in front, but Adams is there again to cover up. Flips it ahead for Murphy. Murphy kind of dipsy doodles, has it taken away, dumped right back in the zone by Fitzpatrick. Now Mike Adams again, looking for the headman, hits Tracy with it. Tracy, his pass, intercepted by Fitzpatrick. He goes by Tracy into the zone, and he slides it side of the net. It comes to McCracken. McCracken breaks back the other way for Massena. He's got Murphy with him. McCracken, he's got Tracy trailing. He's going to shoot. Fires it wide. Murphy, rebound. Score!
Scotty Murphy, that's being in the right place at the right time. I'll tell you, coming down the left side, the catalyst out there, number 11, who's been working hard all night. They haven't got a lot of things done. Scotty McCracken carried it up out of his own end, couldn't find anybody, carried it down that left side, let go a slap shot. It wasn't that hard, but the goalie, Tucker Oswald, got a piece of it. It went in behind the net, bounced off the dasher, came right back out in front, and big Scotty Murphy, cruising down that right side, got to the puck and just tucked a little backhander and it just got over the line. But again, being in the right spot, Jerry, at the right time.
Oswald got a piece of it, almost made a great save, but it got by him, and Massena takes a 2-1 lead. Off the face-off, Chapman flips to the Massena line. Schneider's there trying to get it out, and it goes up into the Massena bench. We'll draw again.
Sometimes you need those things. Good hockey teams need those things, Jerry. They haven't been playing well. The coaching staff, you look across there, Coach Stan Moore and Timmy Long, they know that. They're doing things that they haven't done all year. But you need a break like that, and that was a big break for the Raiders. Scotty Murphy, the 8:02 mark from Scott McCracken.
Off the face-off, puck bounces back out to center ice. Bigelow trying to chase it down. Back to the Massena blue line. Here comes Tommy Moore, breaking across. Moore trying to center Morris, and it goes just by him in behind. Now the puck bouncing free. Moore trying to center. Bigelow in front. Can't get the handle, and it's back out to center ice. Poke down the ice. That should be an icing, but they're going to wave it off. And Timmy Thompson in behind to pick it up. Now Thompson gets tied up on the play by Chapman. The puck's still free. Thompson whacks at it. It comes free to Chapman. Chapman looking to go back to the point. It's intercepted by Bigelow. Bigelow kicks it down the ice, goes after it. Here comes Bigelow, and he's tied up. And now the puck out to center ice. Tommy Moore is there to backhand it back to the blue line. Bigelow whacks at it. It's going to get called for offside.
I'll tell you, this crowd had been taken out of this ball game by Suffern. The Raiders weren't really playing that well. The crowd sitting back on their hands. That goal has really put the crowd back in it, and they're
the Mounties just picked up a penalty for a little action after the whistle.
And the fans were really upset at the officials for not call on Jeff Bigelow as he was hauled down. And I didn't see this one, but there's going to be a penalty anyway, so I don't know what the Mounties were upset with. They dodged the bullet not getting that initial penalty.
That's for sure. So the Raiders go on the power play here with 6:01 remaining in the third on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. Massena leads at 2-1.
Listen, I'm looking across Coach John Orlando, just putting his finger upside of his head to John Berry. Use your head, son. Use your head. You didn't do it. We've only got 3 defensemen as it is.
That's one of those situations. Here comes Tracy breaking through the middle. Takes it in the zone. Massena setting up the power play. Back to the point, Thompson. Thompson goes back to Tracy. He's got some room, and he can't find the handle. Tracy again stops at the 45. Into McCracken. Back to the point. Thompson. Back to Tracy. He's got room. Here's the shot. Oh, he didn't miss by much. Busts around the boards. Adams flips it in the corner. Bouncing puck comes in the slot, and it's out to center ice off a Suffern stick. Here's Thompson ahead to Tracy. Tracy takes it across, trying to center it right in front. And cruising across was Murphy, but he couldn't find the handle. Now the bouncing puck in the corner, picked up by McCracken. He sees Murphy looking to get it to him. Now he can't. Now he goes right across, and it comes back to the open point and out to center ice. Thompson with a puck now, 38 seconds. Here's Thompson, flipping it ahead. McCracken back to Thompson, poke checked away as Kevin McCarron doing a good job forechecking. Massena kind of nonchalant there. Here's Adams. Head man on Thompson's stick, feeds McCracken across the blue line, 20 seconds in the power play. Sharp angle shot, goes whipping around the boards and up into the stands.
They haven't adjusted to that box that Suffern's using, Jerry, and it's nothing unusual about it except that they've expanded it somewhat and the Massena power play is predicated off their points. They like to go back to that point. They have those big, heavy boomers back there, and they're being shut off. So, as we said before, they've got to get somebody in the middle to thread that puck in there because it's wide open in the middle, and they haven't made that adjustment as of yet, and that's one of the problems.
Just 16 seconds left in the power play. Off the faceoff, here's Fauché as they get the second unit out there in the corner to Bigelow. Bigelow looks to go back to Thompson at the point. Does a good job to keep it in. And, boy, he just barely did. As the puck comes out to McCarron, he's going to go down one-on-one with Schneider. Schneider just pokes it away into the corner. That'll take care of the power play. So Massena comes up empty again. 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. Here's Fauché. Long headman pass goes by everybody. Back to Suffern line, dumped right back. No, he didn't get out. Bigelow somehow kept it in. Now it comes out. Thompson dumps it to his open partner on defense, Schneider, who just flips it back in the zone. Around the boards it goes. Bigelow trying to kick it to the middle. Comes off Linky's leg. Linky goes after it, kicks it in behind for Kirshner. Kirshner back the other way for Linky. Schneider at the point keeps it in, flips it in the corner. And it goes to Barry. Stolen the shot by Morris, rather, and the save made by Tucker Oswald. Morris after it, in behind the net again. Jake centers, Bigelow, backhander, shot, save, and the rebound. Bigelow goes after it, gets it back to the point, and it's flipped around the boards by Adams. Centering pass comes free in the slot, and finally it's picked up by Kirshner. Kirshner gets it out to center ice. Schneider is there to pick it up. Lifts it ahead, knocked down. Here comes Linke across. His shot bounces in behind the net. 3:25 left. 2-1 Massena on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. It goes by Bigelow, and he gets it out to center ice with a great second effort. To the blue line, John Barry with it. Barry takes it into the Massena zone. Hard check thrown. Here's the shot. Oh, big block by Whitcup. And along the boards, Adams. Headman pass comes to Whitcup, and he moves it out of there with 3 minutes left. Ahead to Fauché. Joey takes it across on the off wing. Centering pass right across. Davis just missed it. And I mean just. Davis after it again. High slot. The bouncing shot goes in behind. Whitcup jamming in after it. Whitcup, nice move. Trying to move it through in the corner. He gets upended. The puck comes free. And where is it? It's still free. In the corner. Jamming at it. Fauché. Finally it kicks out to center ice. Picked up by John Chapman. Chapman takes it across on the right side. He's still got it. Here's the shot. Goes wide around the zone. Here's Gordon at the point. His shot kicked away. And it comes to Whitcup. Doesn't get it out. Here's the drive from the point up into the wall. And I'll bet you number 19, Kirshner, wishes he could have that one back again.
I'll tell you, nervous time, fingernail biting time for all the Massena fans. It's up and down. Bobby Whitcup, I can't describe the play that he made. He came off the bench. The Raider back checker on that side, Eddie Davis, and the defenseman, I think it might have been Mike Adams, both took the same man, left a free man who picked up the loose puck and was drilled a shot. Bobby Whitcup came out of nowhere and blocked the shot with his body. I tell you, that's what you call sacrificing a body, and you can't describe something like that. It's just that's a great team effort. Timeout. Suffern's taking a timeout. This is a good timeout. 2:20 left in the ball game, and Coach John Orlando is going to take his timeout and regroup his club and tell him, the 2:20 to go, the things he wants to do, and that'll be take the chances, gamble. We need to get one to get time, pinch down in. Raiders coming out with their unit of Pat Tracy, Scotty McCracken, and Scott Murphy on defense. Brett Schneider and Timmy Thompson.
We've got the Kevin McCarron line out there. Linke and Fitzpatrick are the two wingers. And at the point, we've got, let's see here, Barry and Kirshner. Not too hard to figure out the defense for Suffern. They only got 3. Off the faceoff, puck sitting. Now it comes back to Barry at the red line. He dumps it in the Massena zone. Thompson has it go by him. Schneider picks it up, drops it back. Thompson has to flip it in a hurry to McCracken. McCracken moves it out to center ice. Here comes Tracy busting down the right wing. Breaks across, back pass, Murphy, shot hit the goalpost. Rebound, fired up high and wide by McCracken, and it's back to the point and out to center ice. Oh my God, they did everything but score right there. Here's Murphy, his shot, kick save made by Oswald from center ice, and the puck comes free. It's picked up by Kirshner. Kirshner starts to move it out to center ice. Thompson is there to dump it right back in the zone. 1:40 and counting, 2-1 Massena. McCracken deep on the forecheck, just one man in now. As the puck slides out to center ice, it comes to Tommy Post. Post looks to Headman, it's intercepted. Back in the zone, here's Suffern with a 3-on-2. The shot, and it's wide. Back comes Tommy Moore. Long Headman pass right on the stick of Bigelow. He takes it across. He's got Morris, drop pass to Jake. The shot right on the save. Another save, they jam at a puck, free score! Morris!
Yes! This crowd is going wild. As you can tell out there, it's really rocking. And they had 3-4 chances at it. Jake Morris finally tucked it upstairs. Long rink-wide pass coming out of their own end. The Raiders broke out. Tommy Moore threw it across to Jeff Bigelow, who brought it down. Jake Morris stayed in the slot, slotted it back to Jake. Got the initial shot off. There was a rebound. Jeff Bigelow banged away at it, banged away again, and goalie Tucker Oswald was down, gave up that rebound, and Jake Morris came in and just lifted the puck up high in the top right-hand corner.
Right now they're setting up some defense here as to what they're going to do with the goaltender. They're going to try to pull him. even though Massena's taken a 2-goal lead. Jake Morris gets the goal. That's the official.
Jerry, one of the things that can happen when you dive your defenseman, where this whole scenario started, the Suffern defense dove down in the offensive end, and the Raiders, Scotty McCracken, tipped it by him, got the puck out of that zone. It created a 2-on-1. The Raiders got the play up into the Suffern end and carried from there. That's one of the faults or the drawbacks when you dive that defense, when you gamble.
You don't have much chance, though, when you're behind. Much choice, I meant to say. Okay, McCarron and Tracy. McCarron drops it back to his blue line, and moving it in is Kirshner. Kirshner flips it in behind the Massena net. Thompson is there to whack it around the boards for McCracken. McCracken backhands. He gets it out to Tracy. Tracy just flips it ahead, and it goes back in the zone. They wave off the icing. 50 seconds remaining. Suffern trying to move it out. McCracken whacks at it, putting a lot of pressure on. It slides out to center ice. And following up on the play is Linke. Linke takes it across, gets a shot off, goes in the corner. They jam at it there. McCracken picks up the puck, kicks it along the boards. He gets railed. Puck still free. McCarron after. Tracy takes it right off his stick, starts out. Bounce pass goes up. It went up in the stands, apparently, and the whistle blows with 25 seconds remaining in the third period. And on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Massena leads 3-1.
That third Massena goal at the 13:50 mark, Jake Morris with assist from Jeff Bigelow and Tommy Moore. 13:50.
So Scotty Murphy with a couple. Jake Morris. Tell you what, though. I lost my train of thought, is what I'm going to tell you. No, I was going to say Jeff Bigelow, I think, has had the best game for Massena. But I think McCracken deserves a little credit here tonight, too. Adams waits, feeds it out to center ice, off a leg. The puck comes to Tommy Moore. Moore whacks at it with icing called. And we're down to 11 seconds remaining in the third period. So they're going to pull their goalie.
Suffern, empty net, nothing to lose, down by 2. Doesn't matter if it's 3-1 or 4-1.
And 11 seconds is not a lot of time to get an empty netter anyway.
That's right. But again, we harken back to Watertown. The Raiders got 2 and 10 seconds. I'd rather be in Massena's position than Suffern, I agree.
Okay. McCarron will take the face-off.
Never say never, Jerry. Never
that's right. That's right. Tracy from Massena.
This crowd is really into it the last few minutes. This place has really been rocking.
Rocking and rolling. The crowd's gotten their money's worth, though.
Yes, they have.
Off the face-off, it comes to Mike Adams. 8 seconds left. Adams just whacks it around the glass, bounces back, and it comes out. No, not quite out. Here's a shot knocked down in the slot. Massena wins it as the buzzer sounds. There's one happy boy in the Massena net, Bruce DeRushy. You know, this was a bigger game than just a tournament game.
Yes, you're right, Jerry, and you can sense, the way the Raiders are reacting, and it all boils down. They didn't want to, whichever way, they didn't want to play Seton, whether in the loser's bracket or the winner, consolation of the championship, because it all goes down the road. If, for example, which the way it looks like they beat Seton in the sectionals, and if they happen to lose that game, and then there's no guarantee that they would get the at-large bid that you covered before, Jerry. That was the underlying story. We couldn't talk about it, but that's what it was there. This was, to the Raiders, this was almost the championship win. They didn't want to face Seton.
You know what? Tomorrow's game is going to almost be anticlimactic, Dave.
Yeah, but I think so, but they'll be up for that Albany Academy, no question.
Certainly.
When number 1 plays number 2, but you could tell by the way they reacted at the end of this game. Bruce DeRushy, he jumped probably 5 feet in the air.
Of course, this was it's nice to win when you don't play that well too.
That's true, and we give Suffern credit, full marks. They played well. A long bus trip, 8-hour bus trip. We thought they wouldn't have their legs, but they really came on the second period. Outshot the Raiders 11-9. Just reversed in the third period. Massena outshot Suffern 7-3 for an overall total of 19 shots on goal, 16 for Suffern. Recap the scoring in that third period. It was 1-1 until the 8:02 mark. Scotty Murphy just back after a 6-game absence, and again, that sniper, knowing those guys that can put the puck in the net, it's a natural trait, and the puck just seems to come to them. He went to the right spot. It took a freak hop off the dasher in the back, right out, and there he was. He just tucked a little backhander, and then the icing on the cake. that hard-working line, and I agree with you, that line of Morris, Bigelow, and Moore were the hardest working unit I mean, not hardest working. They had the most success out there. They worked hard and were probably the most successful Raider line out there. And Jeff Bigelow and that other grinder, Tommy Moore, working all the time, and that Mr. Smooth in between Jake Morris got the icing on the cake. 1350 mark. Tommy Moore started the play in his own end. Long, beautiful pass to Jeff Bigelow, who went that freight train down that right wing, busted in, drew that defenseman, laid it back in a slot to Jake Morris, who got a shot away, and that was the start of it. The goalie Tucker Oswell gave up the rebound. The Raiders had a couple cracks at it. Jeff Bigelow had a crack, and then Jake Morris sifted in and tucked the rebound up high, and that's the icing on the cake.
So it's a victory from Massena. They'll go against Albany Academy in the championship game tomorrow afternoon about 5 o'clock. Consolation, Suffern, and Seton Catholic. That's actually a bigger game than the championship when you look down the road to a possible at-large.
That's true, and we won't go through the whole scenario, but I agree with you. Maybe we'll pick up on that tomorrow, Jerry.
That's right.
I think both coaches will realize that come tomorrow. That'll be a hammer and tong. It's a very, very big game.
Well, for Seton Catholic especially, coming off a poor performance in the Salmon River tournament, losing twice, not scoring a goal, they've got to win tomorrow to really hold out any hope of getting an at-large.
And again, the script writers, how could you have scripted this tournament the way 1, 2, 5, and 7? But it was set up a long time ago. It wasn't like they set it up last week. Stan Moore last year at the Ogdensburg tournament contacted saw the Suffern team, asked them, saw the Albany Academy. They agreed on it then. And also last year he got Seton to come down. So it was set up in advance, but you couldn't have scripted it any better. And then you've got 1 and 2 in the championship.
Yep.
Great, and 5 and 7 playing the consolation, and you and I know that means a lot to both those clubs. For the
You
seeding.
bet it does. So again, the Raiders win it. Very exciting game, especially in the third period.
Yes, we've seen the Raiders play a smoother game. They weren't not working. They weren't firing on all cylinders tonight. And again, a lot of that goes to the credit goes to the opposition because they were played tough. But again, they just misfiring on some of their passes and. Just didn't look the way we've seen them in the past at times. They'd have a good shift and then a poor shift and then a good shift. But it takes whatever it does. We've said it before in the past. They do what it takes to win, and they did it again tonight. They came back and were hanging by their fingernails at certain stages of this game, but they came back, got the big one, got the break, and capitalized on it. Good teams do that.